Hello, my name is Detlef and welcome to this tutorial on how to get started with Android Studio and program for the Android phone. What I wanted to do today is to make this simple application that allows you to calculate how much loan you can get in the bank. In Norway we have this rule that you need to have 15% of the loan in cash before you can get the loan for the house. So as an example, if I have 300,000, then I can borrow 2 million. And the calculation is very easy. Just take the equity and divide it by percentage and multiply with 100. So start Android Studio. If you haven't downloaded it yet, just go to the Android Studio website. Just search for Android Studio and click download. In Android Studio, just go to new project. The application name is for this equity calculator. My company domain is netport.com. If you have a company domain, just enter it. If not, just enter your first name and last name.com. Click next. I will pick the minimum SDK API 21 and empty activity and main activity as the name. So I showed you how I wanted the app to look. You enter the equity, you enter the percentage, and then you can press calculate and then get an answer. So if I enter that I have 200,000, press calculate, then it will give you that I can oh, that's a zero too much. We just erase 1 0. Now it's correct. Yeah, then you can borrow 1.3 million. So we will make something like this, and maybe we can work a bit with the design also, making the number look better. So let's get started. I will just close the old project, and this is my main project. So when you start Android Studio, it will automatically create some folders, and it will create a manifest folder, Java folder, and REST folder. In the REST folder, we have the layout folder with the activity main.xml, and this file is very important for Android development. This is the actual design for your layout for your Android phone. The main activity is the code for your phone, so the design and the code is divided. Just like if you make website, the CSS is divided from the Android manifest file. If you have downloaded apps, you will see that sometimes ask for permissions. So if you're going to use things like camera or microphone, then you need to enter it into the manifest file. We will just start by going to the activity main, and we will see that we have an empty activity here with just the word hello world. We can launch the application already now just by clicking play. If you don't have any available virtual devices, just click create one and pick the Nexus 5, and then just go next until you're finished. Then you can just click OK. The launching will actually take some time, so I'm just going to pause the video until it's finished. So now the application has gone up into the virtual emulator for Android, and as you can see, I can adjust the window size of the emulator just dragging in the window, and our application is just a hello world, nothing more. So we can just go to our design and we can start making something cool. I will first click on the hello world, and I will give it delete. So just remove it, And what I was thinking, just making like this, 20% and then a number. So just I would do it just by dragging the text view in, giving the text here, like this. And here you can actually adjust the size of the text. So I want it to be a medium. Then I will select the app combat medium. I'll just zoom in a bit. And then I want the input field to be next here, and it's a signed number. And as you can see, there is no way of knowing if it's a text here or not. So the solution to this is just going to the drawable folder and selecting a new drawable resource and giving it the name edit or default edit text. Then pressing OK. Then we have a selector here, but we are going to make it a design for the activity main. So I will just go to my website and pick up the template for the design here. So we just go to Android and edit text. And here is the shape for it. So what it says is that I want to make a shape with a stroke of a gray color and a padding of 2 pixels and a background color of white. So in my activity main, I can click on my item here, and I can go to view all properties and find the background property. Click on it and then go all up here and then just pick the default edit text. Then you now see that my edit text is a bit smaller and has a much better look. So now I can go to the next text view, which is going to be the percentage. Just click the arrows to go back to the text here. Set percentage as text, and also increase the text size to medium. And then I need another number signed over here, and this will be called edit text percentage. And I will go to view all properties, and I will set the background to my drawable file default edit text, like this. And underneath I want a button, and I will just call the button for button calculate, and the text calculate. And underneath here I want a text view again with the text you can borrow, and then I want a text view over here with the text ID text view output, and I want to have it medium text. Like this, it looks very professional. We'll just try to run the application now, just to see how to get a feel of how it looks. Takes a bit time to load, but it's worth it. While it's loading, we can open the main activity and just have a quick look at what it says here. First we did just define that we are in my application, then we import the classes that we are going to use, and then we create the onCreate method. Just says that we are going to use our onCreate method that is in the app combat activity. This is maybe a bit strange if you aren't very used to Java programming, but there is already a method inside the class app combat activity that is named onCreate, and this is why we override the onCreate method. Doesn't matter if you don't understand it right away, but what we do here, this is the onCreate, and this is what happens when you launch the application. So then we just say that we want to use the layout activity main. So this is our application now. It looks very cool, and we are going to program it. The first thing I want to do is create a method for the calculation of the text view. Calculate. So I will create a void method. I will just name it calculate, and I will just try to explain the formula. So if you have a look at Excel, you see that I have equity 300,000, percentage of 15, and then just take equity divided by percentage and multiply it with 100. So equity divided on percentage multiply with 100. So what we will do, we will take in the equity, we will take in the percentage, we will multiply it with 100 and write number to the output. So let's start by taking the equity. So equity is let's close this. We can have a look at this. It's a edit text, and we have to name it edit text equity so that we can find it. So an edit text of the name edit text equity is an edit text, and now the fun thing starts, because we're going to use find view by ID r dot ID dot oh, it should be edit text equity here, so I don't think it's updated, but we'll try to save everything, just update everything. We'll see if we get an error here. So this should be updated now. Yeah, here it is. So edit text. So data type edit text, variable name edit text equity equals the edit text find view by ID. So we will just search this file for the edit text with this ID. So we have to do the same for percentage, and percentage is also an edit text, and our name will be edit text percentage. So it's an edit text, and we will find it by ID, and our ID is edit text percentage. Very easy. So now we have the variables, but we want to use them as strings. So up here I found the variables. Now I want to convert them to strings. So by doing this I need to of course make a string. So I will make a string version of the edit text. And if you don't know what a string is another data type, but it's text that we can use for other things. The edit text we cannot use for anything. So I will just write edit text string infinity, it equals edit text infinity get text, and then toString. And I will do the same for the percentage. So it's edit text percentage get the text and toString. Okay, I have now in strings, but I want to use them in calculations, and I cannot calculate anything with strings, so I need to calculate them with a double. So my double equity equals 0, and then I can write equity equals string equity and now I need to really think a bit. I thought there should be a convert method here. Just need to check this real quick. I'll just go to my website. So string to double, yeah, double dot parse double. So it's double dot parse double and string equality. So the equality will be parsed now to a double, and I need to do the same with percentage. So percentage equals double parse double of the string percentage. Now I can do the calculation, and the formula I have up here, so I'll just copy it down here. So double answer equals 0, so the answer equals the equality divided on percentage multiplied with 100. And now I just have to write the answer to the output, and the output was this text view here. So we need to give it an ID, and we have given it text view output. So text view output equals text view find view by ID r.id text view output. So I will just place this with the other variables, and then I will update the text view output. So text view output equals text view output that set text equals here I can put some numbers. So the number I will put, or the string I will put here, is the double, then the answer. Now I can just actually run the code, and nothing will happen because the calculate method will never be run. So we we need to do something when someone is pressing the calculate button, then we should do something. So we need to somehow represent a click on the calculate button. The way of doing this is having an on-click listener, because now nothing will happen. So on-click listener for calculate button. So the calculate button is a button, and it's a button, and we're going to find it by its ID. So RID and the button calculate. And I will just go to button and press Alt Enter and import the class. And now the fun will start. So the button calculate is an on-click listener. So what I have done now is with the button calculate, I have actually created an on-click listener, and I need now to do the rest of the code inside the on-click listener. We just go to this website and check the image button on-click listener just to see how the code is written. So it's a new view.onClick listener. New view.onClick listener, and then we're gonna override the method public void onClick view. So that looks kinda okay, and we got an error here, so we just press Alt Enter. Let's create local variables, so there's something wrong here. Maybe I just should copy the codes from this site. Oh, so I think this is the problem. I need to quit it down here. No, it still doesn't work. So just copy this code, and now it works. So whenever someone clicks the button button calculate, then I can run some sort of code here, and the code I want to run is the calculate code. And if you think about this, you can see that we just got the override here again. So this means that we are inside a class here. So we have a class inside our main activity that extends the app combat activity with a class inside here again. So it overrides here, and then we get an onClick method. So all of this is actually inside a new class. So this has some problems that you, example, cannot bring code inside here without putting them inside your onClick listener. So a bit complicated, but you will understand it when you just work a bit with Android. So what I've done now is just pressed run, and we will just check if the calculator works or not. So whenever someone clicks the calculate will be done here. So my amount of money is 150,000. I have 15% percentage and calculate. I can borrow 1 million. Next video we will look at the design, try to make it look prettier, and we will look at some special things that can happen if you do things that you are not allowed to do. Example, put the percentage to 0, because then you get infinity and you cannot borrow infinity amount of money.